Hello everyone, this is Sid here and welcome back to another video. Today I'm actually going to be doing something different from what I usually do. I'm going to be doing some art, but I'm also going to be doing a discussion about making your OCs and how to make them a little bit more creative. So if you'd like to stick around, then please do so. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? So basically, me and Ray are really good friends, both here on YouTube, both artists, and both writers and creators of our own stories. So Ray and I like to share our OCs back and forth, and over the course of us doing so, I realized, hey, wait a second, Ray and I both have the same OCs. You're like, wait a second, what? What I mean by that is, Ray and I both have OCs named Raven, and we also both have OCs named Ash, which is like an absolutely crazy coincidence, am I right? But I thought it was really cool. So I drew my Raven with her Raven, and I drew my Ash with her Ash, just to show y'all guys how two characters with the same name can look totally different in someone's mind, and to explain to you guys just how important a character's name can be to the story. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? The first one that I drew was Ash and Ash. So in both of these pictures, actually, my Ash is going to be the one on the left hand side and Ray's Ash is going to be the one on the right hand side, just because like the one on the left hand side is a little bit more bigger than the one on the right hand side is, and of course like I know how my OC looks, so I can add more details and stuff onto them, because I mean I do have a tendency to add details to other people's OCs when I'm drawing them, but I really try not to. I try to constrain myself just because like I don't want to end up accidentally butchering their character. But both of our Ashes are both guys, first of all, so that's one similarity right off the bat. And both of our Ashes are also both villains, which is incredibly interesting, because like when I think of the name Ash, I think of a villain, obviously, because like if you don't already know, ash comes from like fire. When you burn some wood, it turns into ash. So I mean, fire is a pretty deadly and dangerous thing, so a dangerous fire would make dangerous ashes. But I mean, Ash doesn't have to be a villain name. Like if you look at Pokemon, the main character from Pokemon is Ash Ketchum, and Ash is like a really nice guy. So yeah, that's another example of how like your OCs can be so different even if they have the same name. But basically, my OC Ash is sort of like a werewolf. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like he can turn into a wolf. That's his like power. He has the power of darkness, and the animal associated with darkness is wolves in my story. Because you know, at night it's dark and the moon comes out, and the moon is also associated with wolves. But Ray's OC, Ash, is actually like a dragon. I think it's like a dragon-human hybrid, so like a mix between both of those creatures. So we both have really cool like animal motifs in our designs. Ray, of course, has her dragon OC with like the scales all along his arms and the horns on his head, and I have mine with like the long black hair, and I like to do like a silver streak. I just think it's really cute, and I thought it was a really fun detail. I also added red to my OC's eyes because I think red just like symbolizes evil, and once again, both of these OCs are villains. I've seen Ray likes to do like gray eyes. I'm not exactly sure why. I bet there's some kind of secret significance hidden behind that, but I don't know yet. But I also noticed that both of Ray's evil OCs, Sombra and Ash, have like blind eye. At first I didn't draw Ash's eye closed, but I realized that was a mistake, so I decided to fix it. I do like it though how Sombra and Ash both have like different scars, because like Ash's scar is more just like a splotchy scar, and then Sombra's scar is like more just like an actual like someone like clawed her eye out, you know? Like scar, like tear marks, you know? Ripping and shredding the flesh off of her face. He looks more like he was like burned or something, which I mean that would be really cool if like his name was Ash and it was because he got burned or something. But my theory behind that is that Ray names all of her dragon OCs after fire, because I mean we have Cinder, Ash, and Coal, so what are the chances, guys? But basically, what I wanted to say was like, your name can tell a whole lot about your character. So like both of these OCs are named Ash, both of them are evil, and both of them have some sort of history with fire, I'm assuming. Dragons, of course, breathe fire, and Ray's Ash is a dragon. My OC actually uses fire to fight other people. He comes from like this really cold land, but he uses fire to like burn down everything in his path. That's why, like, one of the reasons why I named him Ash. In my book blurb I have, or everything she loves will burn to ashes. That's sort of like a hidden jab that the villain's name is Ash, and Ash is the one that's burning everything down. So you can use your character's name to create all sorts of hidden little messages that your readers will be really intrigued and curious about once they figure out the real, true meaning behind them. And now for drawing Raven, I drew my Raven with Ray's Raven, and once again, my Raven is the one on the left, and Ray's Raven is the one on the right. And my Raven actually doesn't look anything like a raven. I don't know why, when I think of like ravens and crows, I think of like navy blue for some reason instead of like actual pitch black, which is of course what Ray thought of, which is like the actual accurate sentiment. Because I mean, birds aren't blue, guys, but it's just an excuse for me to draw characters with blue hair, because like I just love drawing characters with blue hair. But anyways, the reason why my OC is named Raven is because my Raven can actually turn into a raven. How creative! Round of applause! Ash can turn into a wolf, and the Raven can turn into a raven. Who would have ever guessed that? But yeah, Raven can turn into a raven, and Raven's brother Crow can turn into, you guessed it, a crow. So that's why Raven and Crow, siblings, are named that, because they can both turn into darkly colored birds, and yeah, those two names just go together. Of course, I added multiple layers on top of these names to make them a little bit less obvious. Like, for the sake of this video, I'm just referring to them as Ash, Raven, and Crow, but their real names are Asharian, Ravana, and Chronix. So I changed it up a little bit so it's not as obvious, but the core root of all of these names is for Raven and Crow, the animal, and for Ash, the fire that he's using to kill people. But I actually don't know why Ray named her OC Raven. It might just be like for fun, of course, but she looks like a raven to me. Like, a cool thing about having your character be named something from like the real world, like Raven or some other type of animal, is you can take the color scheme of that animal and like the body shape and design of that animal and just transform it into a human. I think that's an amazing thing to do with names. Names can just carry on like a lot of meaning throughout your book. Like if you name your character after an animal and then they have like qualities of that animal. Like if you name your character Fauna after like fawn or like deer, you know. Deer are like skittish and like timid, you know. So maybe your Fauna character could be shy or something like that. Then it would just add like an extra layer of hidden depth to your character and their name. Because, you know, you can really give a character like any name you want to. You could really just name Raven Sid, but would that really be interesting? Would that be as interesting as naming her Raven? Probably not. You can also do like some hidden motifs in there, you know. Like one of my characters is named Destiny, that's actually the main character, but Destiny's whole entire internal conflict is struggling with feeling like the path that she has been put on by everyone else isn't the path that she wants to go on. She feels like she's been forced into this destiny that she doesn't want to live out. This destiny of saving the world, but in the process having to hurt so many people. So having your characters have some sort of hidden meaning behind their name just makes your story a whole lot more special. Because, I mean, at the end of it all, your characters truly are the centerpiece of your story. And if you're going to have your characters be so important, your audience is going to see your characters' names a lot. And if you want your characters' names to be important as well, then that's definitely something to consider. Because once again, they'll be seeing this thing a lot, and if that thing really gets a meaning into their hearts, then they might remember it more. They might remember your story more because your character had a cool and interesting name that portrayed the messages and the themes of your story, you know? That added some layers and made it special and unique and an unforgettable experience. So that's always something to consider when thinking about OC names. Think about the personality of your character. Think about what your character is trying to tell the audience through the theme and through the message of the story. Think about what your character looks like and how that can be tied in. All of that great stuff. And you should be able to come up with a good name. I have some name ideas, but they're definitely not the greatest. My advice, honestly, all of my OCs started off with like quote-unquote material names. So like how I said earlier, animals, plants, different types of like rocks and like landforms and all that great stuff. But eventually you get to like really bad names like stone, pebble, all of that great stuff. So if you want to avoid doing that, then you can just do like how I did. You can do your normal names like Raven and Crow, and then you can turn them into fantasy names by adding some extra letters in there, making them like Ravna and Chronix. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope that you got some value out of it, and I hope that you liked watching me draw these OCs. If you want to check out Ree's OCs, then please go to Ree's channel. I'll have a link in the description box down below, and you can go over there and check her out. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, because it always helps me out so much when you do, and I really do appreciate it. It helps to boost my YouTube channel into the algorithm, which is always great because it is always amazing when more people like you get to see my videos. I love to share my art with the artist community, and I love to give advice and tips to younger creators out there. And it also helps you because if you like my content as well, then you will always get notified and you will never miss a single upload, which is really good because I post very, very frequently. I post multiple long form videos every single week, and I post multiple short form videos every single day. So if you stay subscribed, then you'll never miss a single upload. But anyways, comment down below what are some of your favorite ways of getting name ideas for your OCs. I would love to hear. And yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Always remember that I love you, and goodbye! Eat more waffles!